Madam President, there are other things in this bill. One of them is a section of the bill that I've worked on in my capacity as chairman of the Defense Appropriations Committee. This is called Iron Dome, much different than the debate about children and refugees. Over the past 3 weeks, more than 2,000 rockets have been fired from Gaza into Israel. According to press reports, civilian casualties have been limited, maybe even only 2 out of 2,000 rockets. There are 2 reasons for the low number of injuries from this barrage. First, many of these rockets land in uninhabited areas. Second, these rockets are headed for cities and towns. These rockets are stopped and destroyed before they strike their targets. The reason? The Iron Dome missile defense system, a joint effort by the United States and Israel to protect Israel from just such an attack. The United States and Israel have deep ties on this program. Of the 10 Iron Dome batteries that have been fielded, the United States provided the funding for 8 of them. And I'm glad we have, because this system has saved innocent lives. Our country has been asked for additional assistance to ensure that the Israeli stockpile of Iron Dome interceptors is adequate to the challenge. We don't know when this crisis will end. The Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel, endorsed an additional $225 million in funding for Iron Dome in a recent letter. The requested funds are in addition to next year's appropriation. It may be some time before the appropriation bill is enacted, and that's why the President has asked to include in this supplemental appropriation $225 million to speed up the production of Iron Dome missiles. The Senate simply has too little time left. Next week, and then we're gone for 5 or 6 weeks, return for perhaps 2, and then gone until November. So we have to act and act now. This supplemental appropriation bill with the Iron Dome money needs to pass. I'm going to be supporting it. This is an emergency which is front and center. The ambassador from Israel to the United States came to see me last week. He said at one time 2/3 of the population of Israel were in bomb shelters during these attacks. It is a serious threat to them. And let me add, too, all of us are praying that this violence and war between Gaza and Israel will come to an end soon, that they will institute a ceasefire, sit at a table, and resolve their differences. But we cannot expect any country, not Israel, not the United States, any country, to set and take 2,000 incoming rockets and not respond. This saves lives, this Iron Dome, but now we need to take the next step, bringing peace to this region so that innocent people on both sides of the border are going to be spared. The Hamas, a group which we have characterized as terrorists since the late 1990s, are leading this attack on Israel. This terrorist group is politically popular in some parts of Gaza. How do they protect their rocket launchers? They place them in homes, they put them in crowded areas, and they build tunnels under Gaza to secret their weapons and to escape when they're attacked. Latest report is they were building these tunnels under hospitals, knowing that Israel and other countries would spare these hospitals. Meanwhile, the hospitals are covering tunnels, which are just the source of much more violence in the area.